Good evening, everyone. Let me ask you something. Are you hungry? I'm not talking about food, about what's on the menu. I'm talking about that hunger that wakes you up early, keeps you up early, keeps you up late, and doesn't let you quit when things get tough. That hunger that reminds you there's more out there for you. The kind of hunger that pushes you past the limits you thought you had. You've got to be hungry. If you want something more for your life, if you've got dreams that you haven't reached yet, a vision you haven't made reality yet, let me tell you, you can't approach that with a lukewarm spirit. Halfway isn't enough. You've got to bring everything you've got. There's a fire inside each one of us. But only those who are hungry keep it burning. Only those who are hungry stoke those flames when everyone else says, take it easy, rest a while. And let me tell you, hunger doesn't always look pretty. Hunger will have you stepping out of your comfort zone. Hunger will have you facing rejection, dealing with failure, and getting back up every single time. When you're hungry, you understand that every note brings you one step closer to a yes when you're hungry. You know every failure is just a lesson, just a piece of the puzzle. I've seen people, talented, brilliant people who never reached their full potential. Why? Because they weren't hungry. They settled. They stopped reaching. They stopped believing. You can have all the talent in the world, all the support, all the opportunities, but if you're not hungry, you'll let those things slip through your fingers. But if you're hungry, nothing can stop you. Maybe you're here tonight and you're feeling stuck. You might feel like life is passing you by, like the dreams you once had are fading. But let me tell you, it's never too late to reignite that hunger. It's never too late to decide, I'm not done yet. I've got more in me. You can make that choice right now in this very moment. You see, life doesn't give you what you want. It doesn't give you what you think you deserve. Life gives you what you demand. So demand more from yourself. Demand that you reach your potential. Demand that you don't let yourself settle. Demand that you keep that hunger alive. People will tell you it's too hard. They'll say, be realistic, but hunger doesn't have time for limitations. Hunger doesn't have time for excuses. You've got to want it so bad that you're willing to sacrifice, to keep going when it gets hard, to do what others won't. Hunger is the fuel that takes dreams and makes them real. So what's stopping you? What's holding you back? Whatever it is, I want you to remember this. There's something in you that the world needs. There's a talent, a gift, a dream in you that's not meant to stay hidden. But you have to feed that hunger. You have to wake up each day and say, I'm not satisfied with good enough. I'm pushing for more. Today, make the choice to live with that fire. Choose to feed your hunger for success, for growth, for impact. And don't just be hungry for yourself, be hungry for yourself, be hungry for your family, for your community, for the legacy you want to leave. Because when you're hungry, you don't just change your life, you change everyone around you. So tonight, let's make that commitment to ourselves. Let's vow to stay hungry for what's possible, hungry for what's within us, hungry for everything we're capable of becoming. Thank you. Let me tell you something important. Hunger is what sets you apart. It's what turns a dreamer into a doer. It's the difference between talking about success and actually achieving it. Anyone can talk a good game, but when you're hungry, you take action. You do what others are unwilling to do. You don't wait for the perfect moment, you make the moment perfect with the effort you put in. If you've been sitting on the sidelines of your own life thinking that success will come to you, thinking that one day the stars will align, let me give it to you straight. Success isn't something that's handed to you. It's earned. And it's earned by those who are willing to go after it with everything they've got. Hungry people don't sit around hoping for luck. They create their own luck by working, by grinding. by grinding, by being relentless. Now, don't get me wrong. There will be obstacles. There will be days when you feel like giving up. The world will challenge you. People will doubt you. And at times, even you might question whether you've got what it takes. But I want you to remember this hunger doesn't stop when it gets tough. It digs deeper. It gets stronger. It finds another gear. You've got to realize that hunger is not a one-time thing. It's a lifestyle. It's waking up every single day knowing you've got something to prove. It's pushing yourself harder than you did yesterday, reaching higher than you did last week, and dreaming bigger than you did last year. The road to success isn't a straight path. It's a winding, messy, challenging journey. But hunger keeps you moving forward. It keeps you from getting comfortable. Comfort will never lead you to greatness. Comfort will never lead you to your potential. That's why when you feel that discomfort, when you feel that resistance, when you face the fear, you embrace it. Because that's the moment when growth happens. That's when the hunger inside you shows up and says, I'm not backing down. So I want you to ask yourself, what are you hungry for? Are you hungry for more opportunities? Hungry for more success? Hungry for a life that's full of meaning and purpose? Whatever it is, I need you to go after it with all that you've got. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the right circumstances. Your hunger will fuel the way. I promise you there's nothing more powerful than a person who is truly hungry. Because a hungry person doesn't wait for things to happen, they make things happen. They fight for what they want. They don't let the doubters or the obstacles stop them. They don't let fear stand in their way. You've got greatness inside you. It's been there all along. You might not always see it, but others will. And when you're hungry, when you stay hungry, you will start to see it. You'll start to believe it. And then nothing, and I mean nothing, will be able to stop you. So let me say it one more time. You've got to be hungry. Hungry for your dreams. Hungry for success. Hungry for the life you deserve. Stay hungry, and the world will open up to you in ways you never imagined. Keep pushing, keep striving, and never let that hunger go cold. Thank you. Now, I want you to think about the journey ahead. Think about the next steps you need to take. Understand this, your hunger isn't just about what you want to achieve. It's about who you become in the process. Every challenge you face, every hurdle you jump, and every setback you overcome builds you. It shapes you. It prepares you for the success you're destined for. That's what hunger does. It pushes you to evolve. It forces you to grow in ways you never thought possible. So many people give up too soon. They start strong, they get excited, but as soon as things get tough, they let go. They let their hunger fade. And that's the difference. Hunger keeps you going when others stop. Hunger keeps you pressing forward when the easy thing would be to throw in the towel. When you're hungry, quitting isn't an option. You might take a break, but quitting? No. Not when you've got something to prove. You know, I've seen people hit rock bottom, and it's easy to think that rock bottom is the end. But let me tell you, rock bottom isn't where the story ends, it's where it begins. The moment you feel like you've got nothing left to give, that's when hunger kicks in. Hunger pushes you to dig deeper. Hunger tells you, this isn't the end. This is just the beginning of something better, something bigger, something greater. You see, you are the author of your own story. No one can write it for you. No one can determine your future but you. And it starts with being hungry, hungry for your vision, hungry for your goals, hungry to make your dreams a reality. But it's not just about the hunger for success. It's about the hunger to become the best version of yourself. We all have a version of ourselves that's bigger, bolder, and braver than who we are today. But that version won't show up unless we're hungry enough to go after it. You have to be hungry for your personal growth. You have to be hungry for self-improvement, for learning new things, for pushing through limitations that you've set for yourself. When you're hungry for growth, you don't let anything stop you. You turn every obstacle into a stepping stone. You don't let the past hold you back. You don't let your circumstances define you. Instead, you rise. You rise to the occasion. You rise to the challenge. And you rise to the greatness within you. I want you to ask yourself right now, how hungry am I? Are you hungry enough to push through the struggles? Are you hungry enough to fight for your dreams, to sacrifice for your future? Are you hungry enough to go the extra mile, to show up when no one else will to work when others are resting? If you can answer yes to that question, then nothing can stop you. If you can commit to being hungry every day, then your success isn't a matter of if, it's a matter of when the universe will meet you halfway. Your hunger will attract the opportunities, the people, and the circumstances that will help you achieve everything you're working for. So I challenge you today, make that hunger your driving force. Let it be the fuel that keeps you going when the road gets tough. Don't let life pass you by while you wait for the right moment. This is your moment. Don't wait for permission. You've got to get hungry and go after it like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Your hunger will take you further than you ever thought possible. It will push you past the finish line. It will lead you to victory. And it will shape a future that you never imagined. So stay hungry. Keep fighting for your dreams. Keep pushing, keep striving, and keep believing in yourself. The world is waiting for you to show up with everything you've got. And when you're hungry, nothing can stand in your way. Thank you.
Respectful. It's hard. Easy is not an option. It's hard living. Life is hard. See, it's hard when you are 49 years old, been working on a job for 17 years, and they come in and tell you you're finished and give you 1 week severance pay. And you got to start all over again. It's hard when you're married and raising children and your children are crawling and your husband dies unexpectedly. It's hard handling just the tragedies of life. It's hard when you're working on something and you put everything you have in it and it doesn't work out. You lose your money and other people's money. It's hard. It was rough when I lost my job and I could not find a job. It was humiliating and embarrassing, borrowing money, and then I couldn't pay the money back when I told them I would. That's rough. How people look at you, how they respond to you. It's very hard. It's humiliating. Here's what I discovered that happens to you in life, that you will go through things, and while you're going through them, you can't understand why it's happening to you. But after you go through it, and you get back and you look at it and you say, oh, now I understand why I needed that lesson. Have you ever happened to you? Raise your hand. Has it ever happened to you that I couldn't understand it then, but after I got through it, then I saw that that was preparing me for bigger and better things. That as you go through the challenges of life,